Before we get started, I just want to say thank you because the last few days have been pretty extensive when it comes to stuff, and you guys have been coming in and watching this channel. I know it's not super big, but I really appreciate all of the support and I appreciate all the love and that you guys want to come back for more. It means a lot to me, so thank you so much for that. And it's the reason I do all of these. I do it because you guys enjoy them, and I'm happy to continue doing more as long as you guys continue to enjoy them. And so without further ado, let's talk about this movie. So Extraction 2 is from the same team that made the first one, once again directed by Sam Hargrave and starring Chris Hemsworth once again as Tyler Rake. As we know from the end of the first movie, it was left ambiguous over there, but yes, he survived the gunshot and falling off the bridge, and now he is back, but he's now going to also be in retirement for a little bit because he needs to regain his strength. But when a new mission is called upon and he has to answer to that, he answers to it, and now we have another Extraction movie. There's not a lot I knew about the film. I wanted to go into this one just as blind as the first Extraction movie. I didn't even watch the trailers for this, but I did hear that it has another one-take sequence. The first movie had a 12-minute one-take action sequence, which eventually moved into a chase involving a truck that I thought was incredibly impressive. And I enjoyed the first movie just fine. I think there were a lot of fun things in it. It was a little light on story, but at the end of the day, you came for the action. You got some great action with it, some great stunt work, and I was pleased overall. With the second one, they've dialed it up considerably, and actually, it's better than the first one. There are a few things that I think carry forward from the first movie in terms of some issues, but overall, I enjoyed my time with Extraction 2 because it doubles down on, like I said, everything that worked in that first one, especially the action, which is impressively directed. There are some sequences, particularly the big one-shot sequence in this one, that are spectacularly done. But it's not just that one. I'll talk more about that one in a second. Even stuff on the side, which is, normal action sequences, is really, it's quite solid work, and Chris Hemsworth is awesome. He's once again bringing 110% to every single moment he's on screen as Rake, and once again he does an awesome job as the character. I think he's found his action franchise in that sense with these movies, and I think it's great. I think I'm looking forward to this more than any other project that he's got going on right now, because I think over here he's really having a fun time just being in his element, so to speak. So yeah, more power to him on that. But really, everybody over here does a pretty good job. I would say even the supporting cast gets a lot to do, especially Nick, the character from the first movie who's there in parts. She's way more prominent in this movie, and she has a lot to do. And the people that they're trying to get out this time, or extract if you will, there is a story around it which is very simple, but you sort of relate to it, you understand exactly what the plight over there is and the trials that'll come with that particular extraction. It's not as simple as like, all right, grab these people, get out of here. There is something very complex going on over there when it comes to the dynamic of where they're being pulled out from and the people who are holding them. And so that plays up in a pretty impressive way as well. In some ways, you might look at it and go, certain decisions are made just to service the fact that, there's a movie going on, you need the plot to develop, and there are a couple of times like that, but I think it did work as much as it could for the movie. Let's talk about that one shot, because I think that's what everybody wants to discuss. It is 21 minutes long in this one. It's 9 minutes more, and it's even more impressive. This time, we really go all over the place. We start off in a prison, and then it moves to a train. And the posters that have been released for the movie, they're all from this one shot, which should tell you just how crazy and just how far-fetched things get. I have no idea how in the fuck they pull this off. But hey, massive props to everybody involved in it because it is an absolute masterclass. And really, if you're going to watch an Extraction movie, especially now the second one, you're gonna get exactly what you want with this big sequence. It really is worth the price of admission, or in this case, your Netflix subscriptions, time. And you'll probably really enjoy that sequence. You're definitely not gonna get your eyes off the screen during that entire time, that's for damn sure. I mean, really, you stay glued to it the entire time. I'm sure there's a cut here and there somewhere, because there's a couple of times where, the camera moves a certain way and you go, yeah, well, that obviously has to be a place where they, sort of match cut it into something else and sort of spliced it in. Maybe. If that's not the case, though, incredible. I mean, just this must have taken a long, long time to pull off. They must have done infinite number of takes for some of this. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine. We've been getting some good action stuff recently, so this is just going to add to that. And I'm glad that, we're at a point where movies like this are getting a chance to really thrive and to be as impressive as they are. And again, major props to be given to, like I said, everybody involved once again. The writing from this time by Joe Russo, I would say, was mostly solid. Like I said, there are some plot conveniences. I mentioned earlier, there are some decisions that are made that you'll look at it and you go, well, that's dumb. And then you'll probably be like, well, yeah, but, you gotta have the plot going somehow, so we're gonna make this thing happen, which was not the best idea, but it's gonna happen because, the next scene has to happen. And plus, here's the runtime remaining of the movie, and so we need to interspace some things with the action that's going on, so why not? Yeah, it could have some more character development in a few areas. Certain things could be enhanced upon, and you could have a few more moments here and there, but again, at the end of the day, it's an Extraction sequel. You saw the first movie, you know exactly what you got out of that one. You're going into Extraction 2, you should know what you're getting. And at the end of the day, if the movie manages to excel in those departments, I would say it's a big success, and I would say that in that way, the movie really works. I had a really great time watching Extraction 2 as a result of that, and I do highly recommend checking it out. If you're a fan of the first one, if you enjoyed it enough, you're gonna like this movie a lot. If you're a Chris Hemsworth fan, you're probably gonna really like it a lot. And honestly, I mentioned earlier, let him do more of these if he wants to, as much as he can. If you have other ideas to take things forward with this particular character, this storyline, go for it, just keep topping your game, as it were, and now that we've got a bit of a vacuum with, John Wick sort of done. I know there's spin-offs coming, but Keanu is paused for now. Now that that's there, Tyler Rake can come in and take the position. There's also Ethan Hunt. Okay. More action. Let's do it. I'm gonna give Extraction 2 an 8 out of 10. Dead serious on that one. I gave the first one, I think, like a 7.5. And I thought this was an improvement, so 8. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more videos very, very soon. I hope you guys are enjoying the last few days. It's been pretty busy, like Secret Invasion and The Flash as well. Thank you so much for all of that. And, I'm just really glad you guys are having fun. As always, if you like this, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the movies.